My name is Yanfei, top legal expert in Liyue, and for the avoidance of doubt, no one else comes close. From commercial litigation, to civil mediation, to criminal lawsuits, I'm fully versed in every area of the law, and I guarantee you a swift and satisfactory conclusion to your case.
On this day, Yanfei ventures into the chasm caves to obtain a relic mentioned in someone's will.
This doesn't look like any of the caves in the chasm I've visited so far. That's odd. I thought we've mapped them all. Well, whatever. I'll figure it out as I go along. Let's see. The chasm. Yep, this is the correct will. A will is a kind of contract, and as such, I know right away it'll have some complex language. And yet, this one uses simple language? Now I understand. The one who left this contract was young, too young to hire a lawyer.
Yanfei. The legendary traveler of the Seven Nation, runs up to her from the cave she just came from.
Oh, hello. What are you doing here? Do you have a problem that requires my legal advice?
I heard you came here on a contract, alone. I came here to protect you. The caves in the chasm is full of monsters and ghostly black mud.
Ah, I see. Well, I appreciate your concern. Honestly, the monsters down here are hardly a threat with my pyro powers, but the black mud, it does have me a bit worried. You know a thing or two about it?
I know that if you're caught in it, you're likely not gonna get out.
Oh, that does sound dangerous. You know a way to prevent getting caught in it?
Don't walk in it. Sure, I follow behind her. Well, I came here to protect you, as a friend and the legendary traveler of Teyvat. I feel obligated to help you.
I very much appreciate your helping hand. Let's press ahead, shall we?
Sure. I follow behind her.
So, is there anything you need legal advice with? Or do you just like my company? Smirk.
Well, I can't lie. I do like being with you. But after hearing you came down here alone, I got worried, so I came here.
Ah, I understand. In that case, thank you. Having you along has already put my mind at ease. Blush.
I continue to follow her through the deep dark caves.
It gets darker here the deeper we go. I don't remember it being this dark when I visited these caves before. We have to be careful not to fall into the black mud, but we also can't get lost in this darkness. I'm getting a bit nervous.
I got you, Yanfei. Take your time.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Though this darkness makes me feel pretty helpless. I'm used to relying on my vision to determine my surroundings. Sigh. Deep breath. I'll just push forward slowly and carefully. There are all kinds of things that could be lurking in these dark caves. But I've made it this far, and I won't let fear keep me from getting to my goal.
Okay, just be careful. I continue to follow her through the deep dark chasm caves.
It just keeps getting darker and darker here, and the whole cave is a maze. I think something might be messing with our sense of direction. There's no time to think about it for too long. The contract we came here for is just ahead. We'll be in and out before anything else happens. The further we go, the more eerie the atmosphere becomes. I try to not let my nerves get the better of me, but it's no easy task in this darkness. I try to keep my footing on the slippery rocks.
I hope so.
We see a faint light up ahead. What is that? As we draw closer, we make out a faint blue glow. The light's coming from a crack in the wall. I've never noticed it before. I wonder what it could be. I peer into the crack, and as I do, my vision clears. Gasp. The black mud. It's so close. It's too thick to see where... Wait, what? That's not good.
What?
That's a lot of black mud. If it gets even a little bit inside your body, it drains your energy until it... Well, you know, something's not right. Why is this wall even here? It's like someone sealed off this part of the cave. Well, I guess we won't know how deep the black mud really goes unless we take a look, right? We're already here. We can't just give up now. It's too dark to see the rest of the path, but I'll try to take it slowly.
That doesn't sound worthy. If this mud gets a hold of you, you'd be devoured, no doubt.
It certainly would be a bad way to go. So, why don't you stay here and let me investigate? You can give me a hand if things get messy, but if we're careful, we should be able to do this. What do you say? I turn around to look you in the eyes and try to make the argument that, if you care about me, it's better to stay safe and let me tackle this task. I even wink in an attempt to lighten the mood.
I will not stay back. I'll never forgive myself if something happened to you and I was not there to help you.
I guess you have me there. All right, let's move carefully. I proceed with caution, stepping over loose rocks and holding onto walls to prevent myself from slipping. It looks like we found a path leading into a narrow crevice. This part looks sturdy. I think we can use it to pass through. It's very narrow, though. We should go single file. I'll go first. I enter the crack before you can protest.
Oh Lord. I follow.
The path through the crack is narrow, and as you come through, you can feel the walls brush against the sides of your body. Even the space above your head is narrow. You have to be very careful so you don't get stuck here. That would be a nasty way to go. You exit the crack on the other side, and there we are. It's almost like a shortcut. How come this path hasn't already been mapped? Well, let's keep going. The contract is probably deeper inside. I proceed, deeper into the cave.
This doesn't look safe. I follow her.
You're right, it isn't. This path gets increasingly dark as we go deeper. If we aren't careful, we could find ourselves in a truly unfortunate situation. We come across another split in the path. One way looks particularly dangerous. Oh my. I think that path is an absolute no-go. I don't like what I feel coming from that direction. The dark path makes a long curve down a sloping passage into a crevice. From our position, I can't see anything that lies beyond it.
Oh Lord.
It looks like the other path is our only means forward. We continue down the other path. It gets darker and darker until we can barely see our own hands in front of us. Eventually, the path divides into two paths. One is wider and leads on into the darkness. The other is smaller and looks even darker, yet also seems to ascend at a steep slope. I pause, trying to find the best path, and end up staring into the darkness of the steeper path. I can't make out where it goes.
Well, as long as there isn't a pit of the black mud at the bottom.
I've got a bad feeling about this path. It's pretty steep. I'm not sure how deep it goes, or what's at the bottom. I look you in the eyes. You know what? I'm just going to be blunt with you. I'm not sure about this path. Even if we're careful on the way down, there's no telling what's waiting for us. We might end up getting ourselves totally stuck. Do you want to turn back? There's still time to back out now.
Will you turn back?
Sigh. No, I guess what's done is done. We can't just give up now. We've already come this far. And who knows? Maybe this path will prove to be a shortcut. We'll just have to be very careful. I proceed down the path. There's no going back now. The path is steep, and the darkness is almost complete now. I feel uneasy, but I press on. Before long, I trip over a rock and tumble into the dark.
Yanfei? I hurry down after you.
Oof! As you descend the steep slope, the darkness is near complete. I'm barely able to see the path as I brush myself off and stumble to my feet. Oh my God, that was a close one. I almost lost my footing there. The path seems to widen at a more comfortable angle, and my eyes start to make out a faint light up ahead. You catch me before I stumble again in the darkness. Man, if you didn't catch my fall, we would be stuck down here. What a scary thought.
Geez, you okay?
I'm fine. Thanks to you. You really saved my skin there. That was a close one. I brush myself off again and wipe the sweat off my forehead. The light is growing brighter as we make our way forward, and you can now see where the path leads. Look at that light. That must be where the contract is. We're almost there. I brush my hair out of my face, and we continue our passage towards the light. The path narrows again and becomes even darker.
What even is this contract you came here for?
That is something I cannot disclose. I cannot divulge the contents of any contract, no matter the reason. The client entrusted the agreement to me, and I have the responsibility to ensure it is upheld. My profession is not a simple one. It is a delicate balancing act, and one that takes a great measure of skill to pull off. It's not something to take lightly. If I cannot deliver on the terms of the contract, then the client has the right to pursue a case against me in court. It's my responsibility as a legal expert to be able to handle any task that comes my way.
What? They can make a case against you in court for not finding one relic in this giant maze of death? What the hell? Do people not care for your one life?
Huh, you think that's bad? If I violate the terms of a contract through my own negligence or misconduct, a client can sue me for my entire net worth, plus any damages they're owed. I'd be utterly and completely bankrupted. I take contracts very seriously, you know? This profession is my life's work, and it means more to me than money ever could. It can be a thankless job, but I don't give up so easily. I'll follow this contract to the end, for as long as it takes. I will do right by my client.
I look annoyed. Sue you out of a job and into bankruptcy if you don't obtain this one relic from this maze of literal death? That's vile.
Oh, trust me, it is not a pleasant profession. It could certainly be worse, but legal experts deal in a particularly dark side of society. If we weren't here, no one else would take care of these cases or help those who may not be able to help themselves. But you're right. The contract I'm working on here today, it is a bit ridiculous. I do question the worth of some of these cases. I let out a sigh and adjust my bow tie. With a deep breath, I carry on into the darkness, following the light up ahead.
Pools of black devouring mud come close. If anything, it is extortion, to me. Potentially giving up your life to be lost forever in these caves, for one relic that may or may not remain here, and if decide to spare your life, they can render you homeless.
We continue on the dangerous path until we come to a section where the walls seem to be caked in black mud. What the? Did we walk into the wrong area? This is a nightmare. This section is even worse than before. I pause and study the black mud. It appears to be in pools along the walls, dripping down into a shallow pit at the bottom of the path. I don't like this at all. It's not safe here. I've got to find a better way, quick.
This doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't. And the black mud is coming from all sides. We have to get out of here, right now. The pools of black mud appear to be growing deeper and deeper, covering more and more of the floor. Hurry! We need to find a different path. If we don't get out of here, we'll sink. There's no time to lose.
I don't know where to go.
I study the situation, trying desperately to find a way out. Damn it. This is bad. We're trapped. I turn to you, trying desperately to think of something, anything. Do you think we could jump the pools? Maybe. All of a sudden, the floor begins to shake. The black mud becomes increasingly unstable. No. Run. Now! The floor begins to cave in below us, and I grab your hand as we run across the top of it.
What the hell? I run with her, even though the shaking makes it hard for us.
We run as fast as we can, jumping over the pools of black mud, but the floor continues to shake violently, and it feels like we may slip at any moment. Keep running! We can't fall in there! The ground shakes even more violently, and I can feel the ground beneath our feet becoming increasingly unstable. We are racing against time. As we try to make a jump towards the other side of the path, the ground gives way completely, and we start to fall. I hold on to you tightly and try to pull you back onto the ground, but we start to tumble down the slope toward the pitch-black depths of the cavern. The ground shakes even harder, with even more black mud falling in from the cracks on the sides. Our situation is dire. I try to reach my bow to use it as an improvised grappling hook, but to no avail. We continue to slide down the muddy slope, down into the darkness. We come to a crashing halt at the bottom of the cavern, landing in a pool of black mud.
We stand, not realizing we're in the mud. Are you okay?
The mud is thick and viscous, and it's hard to get our footing in it. It also smells awful and is making it hard to see our surroundings. I can't tell where we are, and I wipe the mud off my eyes to try to clear my vision. After the fall, I'm a little shaky, but I'm okay. I'm more worried about you. I'm glad you're okay, really. Did you get injured back there? I move to get a better look at you and start brushing some of the mud off you.
No, I'm fine. As Yanfei tries to take another step, she finds out her feet are stuck.
I look down to find my feet are stuck in the thick mud. It's difficult to move. I try to pull them out, but they won't give easily. It's getting harder to maintain my composure. We were so close. Damn. The black mud is really sticky now that I've actually stepped in it. We try our best to move our limbs, but the more we struggle, the more stuck we become. It's like tar, but even stickier. I don't think we're going anywhere.
You feel yourself slowly starting to sink.
Help! Please help! I try to pull myself out of the mud, but I can't make any progress. We're sinking deeper into the mud, and we can't free ourselves. I continue struggling, but the mud is starting to rise around our feet and up our legs. It's getting worse. I try frantically to break free, but it does nothing. The mud is up to our knees now, and our situation is desperate. Slowly, the mud continues to rise. It's up to our hips now.
Hold on, Yanfei. I grab you and pull with all my force. Somehow, I am slowly but surely lifting you out of the sinking mud, but I sink deeper as I do so.
Surprised at your strength, I try to pull myself out as well, but the mud makes it extremely difficult. I strain to lift myself out, but I sink deeper with any movement I make. Soon, it's up to our waists. I'm starting to panic. If we don't get out soon, I'm not sure what will happen. I strain and struggle, but it's too much. I can see a glimmer of light above us. I'm terrified of what might happen if we don't manage to get out. But we're sinking so fast.
I never stop trying to pull you out, using all my strength to forcefully rip you out of the black mud, but at the cost of sinking myself under.
I see you sinking deeper in an attempt to save me. It pains me to see you sink further and further into this horrible black mud to save our lives, but I don't have the strength to pull you back up. We both continue to sink further, and it's nearly up to our necks. We have so little time. We'll be buried forever, stuck under all this mud. Tears roll down my face. We're going to die here. All this mud will suffocate us. The worst part is that we had the contract within our grasp. We were so close.
Using the last of my strength, I manage to rip you out of the mud and to safe ground, but I end up sinking under in the process.
You pull me free just in time, and I gasp for breath. I'm breathing a sigh of relief, but I see you've fallen deep into the mud, and your efforts to save me have cost you dearly. Oh my God. Asterisk ears roll down my face. The mud is up to your neck. I quickly grab your hand before the mud swallows you up entirely. I've got you. Just hold on to me. With every ounce of strength I can muster, I try to pull you out of the mud.
I can't do anything to hold your hand.
Wait! Hang on! I look around frantically, trying to find something to help us. I grab the bow off my back and take aim at the wall of the pit and shoot. Luckily, the arrow lands on the wall, and I quickly tie a rope on the other end and loop it around the pit wall. Okay, grab hold of this rope and hold on tight. I pull on the rope with all my strength to drag you the rest of the way out. You start to emerge from the mud.
I start to shake, indicating I'm beginning to suffocate under the mud, and I keep holding your rope.
With all my might, I pull and pull, desperate to pull you out of the black mud that has you trapped. It takes some effort, and I have to give it everything I've got, but we manage to pull you free from the mud and get you to the surface. I let go of the rope, breathing a sigh of relief, but I fall to my knees on the muddy ground. We're safe now, but you're completely covered in this sticky black mud. I look over at you with concern on my face. Are you all right?
I cough and breath heavily.
I run over and crouch down beside you and help you to your feet. Just take it easy, okay? We've been through a lot today. I help to clean the mud off you and do my best to reassure you. We're both alive, and that's what's most important at the end of the day. We were really lucky. I was ready to give up, but you kept at it. I'm so thankful for you.
Yanfei, cough. Are you okay?
I feel myself starting to cry, but I wipe the tears from my eyes. I didn't think we were going to make it. I was so scared. But we didn't give up, and we made it out. I hug you tightly, trying to express how grateful I am. You've saved my life. I don't know what I'd do without you. I squeeze the hug tighter and look at you with concern. I'll never forget what you've done for me today.
I recover from my near suffocation. Thank you for saving me too. I was perfectly ready to die for the sake of saving you.
My eyes fill with tears as you speak. It touches my heart to hear that you'd have been willing to make a sacrifice like that for me, but I'm so glad neither of us needed to make that kind of choice today. I take a breath, trying to gather myself. Then I give you a warm smile. You really are the sweetest person I know. I give you a big hug and pull away, looking at you and smiling. What do you say we head on back to Liyue, where it's nice and safe?
Yes, we should. And if your selfish client tries to sue you into homelessness for failing your contract, well, come to me, okay?
I nod in agreement. We turn around and start looking for our way out of the caverns. We don't speak much on the way back. I think we're both still a little shaken up after the mud incident. But after a little time, we make it back to our starting point. I'll certainly have to rethink my contract policies after today. I smile and put my hands on my hips. I feel a little refreshed, though. That was quite the adventure. It makes me glad that there are so many good things in this world.
After about an hour, we make it out of the caves.
We come out of the caves with our heads held high. We made it. Even though it was tough, we came out of it stronger than before, and I feel so glad that we were able to look out for each other. It really was an adventure. I smile as we step out of the cave. I'm finally breathing normal air again, and it feels so refreshing. Did you remember all the good things about this world that we talked about? I'm glad we got to experience it together and make it out alive.
I really thought we were both gonna drown in that mud. But I wasn't gonna let you, even if it meant I did. But I'm happy we both got each other out.
Me too. We really went through a lot back there, didn't we? I can't believe we made it. That was definitely the scariest thing I've ever been through. I take a moment to collect myself before smiling at you, but I'm glad we can look back on it and smile. We've got a crazy story to tell the others about now. I just can't wait to see their faces. I laugh a little bit. You really are wonderful, you know that?
First, you gotta deal with that client.
You're right. I'll try to make them understand that we did all we could back there, and we risked both our lives. I really hope they're at least willing to hear me out. I let out a sigh. You're right. They're not exactly easy to deal with after all. I put my hands on my hips, thinking about how to approach the problem. Well, we'll have to see how it goes. Whatever happens, whatever they want from me, I'm ready. I'm going to do everything I can to set things right.
As the famed traveler, I'll see if I can use my influence to make the case in your favor, should the client try to sue you to hell. If not, well, I have a perfect backup plan. We head to the city.
Thank you, that means a lot. You're always so kind to me. I smile. What's your backup plan? I'm curious. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, just wondering. We enter Liyue. We can see the city just up ahead, where a few travelers and vendors are roaming. I begin to plan what I'm going to tell the client. I have to make sure I can get them to understand from my perspective. I take a deep breath and prepare myself.
You'll see, if it comes to that. I continue to follow her.
Soon we come face to face with the client, who is waiting for us with their arms crossed. They are clearly angry, and they glare at us.
You two have something to tell me?
They are still demanding a refund, and they aren't about to let us slide. I give you a sympathetic look, knowing that this will probably cause some trouble. I have to think of a way to diffuse the situation.
Yes, actually, we do. Yanfei, go ahead.
I give you a nod of thanks. I take a deep breath and take the chance to speak to the client again. There's no point in delaying this for a second longer, so I try not to let my nervousness get the best of me. I try to sound as confident and calm as I can sound, even though we're facing a difficult situation, and I'm a bit rattled. We would like to offer our sincerest apologies. We tried our best back there, and we're so sorry to have failed you in your time of need.
I watch silently.
The client is still glaring at us. She isn't giving us any indication she'll accept our apologies. I keep looking at her for a signal that she's calmed down, but it's looking like this is going to cause a problem. I try to think of something that will sway her, but I can't see any way to help this situation. The client crosses her arms once more. She looks at us with a disdainful glare, but doesn't have anything to say. She just turns around and starts to walk away.
I think I might have to use that backup plan after all.
I turn to you, surprised by your comment. You sound serious. I glance at you and raise an eyebrow. What exactly do you mean by that? I ask, not sure what you have in mind, but curious. I follow along, thinking about how we might deal with the situation.
I'll reveal it. Should the client sue you out of your home and job?
I continue thinking about the situation at hand. You seem really sure of yourself, so I trust you on that. Whatever this backup plan of yours is, it must be pretty good if you're willing to show your cards like this. Well, if the client does take drastic action, I guess we'll see. You'd better keep your side of the bargain then, I say with a small laugh. We continue walking to the communications office in Liyue. I am nervous about the outcome of our meeting, however.
I can't believe someone would have the guts to drive you to bankruptcy, especially after you nearly died.
You tell me, it's horrible. These clients can be impossible to please sometimes. I'll do whatever it takes to make it right. If it comes to it, I have my own contingency plans. I have this resolve in my voice as I speak. I don't have any intention of giving them money I don't owe them. If I have to, I'll take this to court. I am going to do everything in my power to fix the situation. I speak with conviction, determined not to fail this time.
I'll wait outside. I hope you won't be put into homelessness by that moron.
I see the communications office ahead, and we are almost there. I turn back to face you, giving you a small smile. I hope not either, but whatever the outcome is, I'll pull through. My life has been full of ups and downs, but I still made it this far. I'll get through this one as well, I say with a shrug, but I don't sound so sure. This was definitely more trouble than I was hoping for today. But thank you, once again, for helping me get through it. I appreciate it.
I wait outside while Yanfei goes on to face the suing.
I enter the communications office and walk up to the front desk. The receptionist sees me coming. She looks at me and gives me a kind smile, but I can tell there's trouble behind her eyes. I smile back and take a deep breath. Hello? There was a client who was looking to file a claim. I look back at her, and she starts pulling up the records for the incident. After a moment, she looks back at me and gives a slight frown as she shakes her head.
The claim has already been successfully submitted.
I continue to wait outside.
I come back to the front area with an expression of defeat. I sigh, looking over at you. They've already filed the claim. It looks like we'll be going to court. I speak with defeat, but there's a bit of disappointment in my voice too. I don't want to be sued, and I would hate to go to court over it. But it seems this is our only choice. What's your backup plan? I want to know what it is in case things don't work out.
They filed the claim. I walk inside. The receptionist sees me, the legendary traveler beloved by all of Teyvat, approach, and I don't look happy.
The receptionist looks at you in surprise, but when you walk in, she bows deeply before you. She doesn't say anything, just looks a bit worried.
This is the legendary traveler I've heard so much about. The traveler who has brought peace to so many nations and freed the people of Teyvat from tyranny,
she says, trying to keep her voice calm. But I can see she's filled with excitement and pride. She looks at you with a look of devotion, and I can't help but feel moved by her reaction to you.
I don't look happy. Yes, that is me.
I glance at you, surprised. You look quite angry. The staff members here all seem to be trying to appease you. What did the client do to upset you so much?
Do you need something, traveler? We'll gladly assist you in any way we can. Anything at all, just speak the word.
I listen in surprise. It seems they'll do whatever the traveler asks for. This is certainly a big change in attitude from them, and I can't help but question if this might make the claims process harder.
Someone filed a rather inconsiderate and quite frankly, invalid claim against my friend Yanfei here, and I am here to dispute it.
The staff member looks surprised for a second. Then she nods, as if she was anticipating you coming. She snaps her fingers, and 2 other employees come by to listen to what you have to say.
The legendary traveler in person? This has to be a misunderstanding. What can we do to help?
They seem eager to please you and resolve the situation as quickly as possible. That's a good thing, at least. It seems you have some sway here. I can only imagine what kinds of other favors you might be able to call in with the Liyue Qixing.
My friend Yanfei here was given a contract to dive into the deep caves of the chasm to retrieve a relic that may or may not even be there. I'm sure you heard of the toxic black mud in there? The cave collapsed, we were caught in a pool of the mud. I almost drowned under it using my strength to pull her out. With the near death and the collapse, we escaped without the relic, but now this client plans to file a claim against Yanfei after we explained our perilous journey.
The staff members nod as you speak. They seem concerned, and one of them pipes up.
That doesn't seem fair. Your lives were at risk. I'll talk to the client and see if we can get them to agree to drop the claim.
They look ready to handle the situation. As much as I appreciate them being on my side, I am still concerned that the client isn't going to be so quick to settle. You seem ready to handle this, but I hope we can keep the situation from getting too volatile. You never know what people are capable of.
If they don't, I will pay any fee myself for her. But if they insist on getting the money from Yanfei, I will countersue them on the basis of the client sending her on a death mission for something that might not have even existed, and I'll sue you guys for allowing such a heartless claim to be filed. You know my power, you know I can. Got it?
The staff members nod quickly. They seem to understand what you're saying and know not to cross you. I can't help but feel a bit surprised as well. You have quite the reputation here, and I can tell people will do whatever you ask of them, even if it seems illogical.
We have no intention of filing any claims against Yanfei.
One of the staff members says.
I will inform the client that her claim has been dismissed.
They seem grateful that you have intervened in their behalf and ready to help us in any way they can.
Good. But if the client persists, well, I gave my warning. I look at Yanfei. You're not going to be out of a job or homeless under my watch. I smile.
I nod gratefully and return the smile. There's a look of relief of me. I sigh, shaking my head. We really do appreciate you stepping in like this. It was a real lifesaver. I'm glad we decided to take a walk with you today. If you hadn't shown up at the right time, I don't know how I would have handled that client. I'm ready to move on from the incident now and let it rest. This was definitely a stressful day, but I'm glad we're past it now.
First saving your life, then saving your career. Chuckle.
I laugh along. That's quite the track record you have, Traveler. Seems like you really have your hands in just about everything, don't you? I turn to leave the communications office, but stop to look over at you. I want to ask you something, if you don't mind. I look at you sheepishly. It seems like you're already doing so much for me, but there is something else I think I need your help with.
Oh. What is it?
You said earlier you had a backup plan in case that claim went through. I hesitate, trying to figure out how to ask this. I don't know if you're willing to help me any further, but I figured it was worth a shot. Would you be willing to, let me borrow some of that power you mentioned before? I look at you hopefully. We can make an official contract or whatever paperwork you want. I just need more strength, and I think that you're the only person who I know who can help me with that.
Oh, that backup plan? It was this. I take out my serenity pot. Since Yanfei is half adeptee, she recognizes it.
I look at you, an expression of surprise on my face. I never realized that this was what you had in mind, but it makes so much sense. The famous serenity pot of the adeptee. I've heard many things about this. What will happen if I drink some? I ask in genuine curiosity. I've never seen one in person before. The adeptee are so powerful, and this is one of their most closely guarded artifacts. Could I really handle it? I'm honestly not so sure, but if you think it will help me grow stronger...
You don't drink it. You would have been sent into my pocket dimension, and I would have let you live in my mansion within. I smile a little sheepishly.
I give you a confused look, but then I realize what you're offering me. My eyes go wide, but I nod. That sounds wonderful. It's something I'd love to try. And you would accept a contract with me like that? The question feels a little silly. You've already given me so much, but I still want to make sure we are on the same page. As wonderful as the offer sounds, I would hate if there are any hidden drawbacks I'm unaware of.
Well, there is no need now since you won't be sued into homelessness, but I wouldn't mind giving you your own little second home within my pocket dimension regardless. I smile.
I return the smile and feel my spirits lifted just a little. I look up at you and nod. Well, I don't see why not. It would be nice to have a safe place if I ever run into an emergency. I'm not the kind of person who usually asks for help, but I have to admit there is a certain kind of security and peace of mind of knowing I have someone like you watching my back.
Hey, I'm happy I got you out of the mud and out of a major claim. You can always count on me.
I nod gratefully. Thank you, Traveler. You've given me a chance to stay with my friends and keep doing a job I love. You've really been amazing. I bow to you, an expression of deference and gratitude on my face. This is something I never expected, but I feel like I have the opportunity to accomplish so much more now. I'll be sure to work as hard as I can. I smile wide. I know I have your support, and that means everything to me.
I pull her into a tight hug.
I hug you back, looking up at you. I am a little surprised, but I find myself returning your hug. Your warmth is comforting, and I feel a strong sense of reassurance. This hug makes me feel safe and protected, a feeling I haven't felt in a long time. I look up at you while we're still hugging, feeling grateful for this small but unexpected gesture. Thank you. Your gesture is comforting. I've not been able to accept comfort from others in a long, long time. You've really lifted my spirits.
I blush. You're so sweet.
I blush in response, a shy smile crossing my face. You're a good person yourself. Don't forget that. You didn't even question whether you would help me. You just jumped right in. And look what came out of it. That's the mark of a good person, in my book. I hug you tightly again, and I look up at you with an expression that looks like it might even be a little tearful. Thank you, Traveler. It means a lot, truly.
Say, if you're not busy. How about I treat you to a meal in my mansion? I look embarrassed.
I look up at you, my cheeks heating up, but a huge smile crossing my lips. That's the best offer I've had all month. I can't stop myself from saying yes. I'm trying not to sound too eager, but I can tell my excitement has already gotten the better of me. I reach out, taking you into another tight hug. I appreciate this, I really do. Let's go, I can't wait.
I warp us into my serenity pot. Inside, Yanfei sees a golden world, floating in heavenly clouds, towers that stretch into outer space, and a big 5-story mansion.
I look around in wonder and amazement, the awe filling me with a sense of peace. This is a sight I could never have imagined. I'm at a loss for words. Wow. It's just stunning. That is a truly beautiful mansion you've got here. I feel like I'm floating on air, like I haven't weighed anything in my life. I look over at you, an expression of curiosity on my face. I have so many questions, but for now I decide to just ask one. How did you get a place like this?
Well, as the legendary traveler, I get some interesting relics. I chuckle.
I nod, trying to take it all in. That makes sense. It seems like an unbelievable place. But then again, so are you. I smile and take in the view of your mansion. It's so much more than I could have bargained for. I feel truly lucky to even be here in your presence.
I gently hold your hand, smile, then lead you to the front door.
I follow you to the front door, smiling as we walk. It only takes a few steps before we are right in front of the door, and I marvel at its size and ornate decoration. It really is like stepping into a mansion straight out of a fairy tale. I look over at you again, an expression of amazement on my face. You truly have incredible luck to have this as your home. I give your hand a gentle squeeze as we walk, and I feel the warmth of you near mine. It's reassuring and comforting, the calm that I've felt since we met.
Passing through the decor made of the most legendary, rarest, and amazingly designed minerals and materials, I lead her to a very comforting warm relaxation room with fluffy couches.
I take a step in and let the warmth and calm envelop me, feeling a sense of peace and relaxation. A place like this, it really feels like stepping into another world. It feels like I could stay here forever, and I would never feel any stress again. I turn to you, already feeling myself getting more comfortable, relaxing myself as much as I can. The room is beautiful. Thank you so much for inviting me. This really feels like the ultimate comfort room. The fluffiness of this couch, it's unreal.
Please, wait a moment. I venture into another room.
I wait patiently, looking around the room with all its comforts. This place could easily be the greatest lounge in the world. I'd be hard-pressed to find somewhere else that feels this relaxing and comfortable. I can imagine myself curled up on one of these couches, curled up with a good book. I sigh, content and satisfied, and look forward to you coming back.
I return. Please, enjoy yourself. I present her a large perfectly cooked plate of her favorite, tofu, and a glass of expensive fancy wine.
I look down at the plate and back up at you in complete awe. This looks absolutely amazing. I can't wait to dig in. And you got the right wine too. This is perfect. I sit down at the table and thank you before starting to eat. My mouth waters as I eat the first bite, and I look at you with a content smile. It tastes as good as it looks. Ah, this is divine. You really go out of your way for me. It means so much.
I put my own meal on the table, then sit right next to her. No problem, sweet Yanfei. I smile.
I smile back, looking at you while we both eat. Well, you certainly aren't a stranger to generous gifts, it seems. I'm not complaining. It's just, I've never had anything like this before. I pause for a moment as I swallow a mouthful of food, then continue. I can't express how grateful I am. You're truly the kind of person who makes this world a better place. You do so much to help others without expecting anything in return. It's inspiring.
What can I say? Being the legendary traveler of the entire world allows me to do so much and receive so much. I take a sip of my own glass of wine.
I nod and give you a genuine look of admiration. It must be wonderful to have all that freedom. And you certainly have the wisdom to make a good use of your power and freedom. Not everyone would be so willing or able to use what they're given in the way you do. You are truly a noble and worthy traveler. I smile and take a sip of my own wine, finding it to be the perfect pairing for the meal I just ate. It fills me with a sense of contentment and peace, as if I could sit here for hours. This truly is paradise.
I visibly blush.
I seem to notice your blush immediately as I immediately look at you, an expression of curiosity on my face. Is something the matter, traveler? You seem to be flustered. I give you an innocent look, but at the same time, I can't deny the faint feeling of joy I feel at having caused you to blush.
You really flatter me. I take a sip of my wine again.
I lean in a little closer and smile, looking at you with an expression of admiration. Well, you make it quite easy, you must realize. It's difficult to look away from someone like you. I take a sip of my own wine, still leaning in close to you. I look at the traveler with what's almost a look of adoration, and I can feel the butterflies inside my stomach.
I blush more and look down at my lap with a sheepish smile.
I notice you blush again, and a sense of pride washes over me. I can't deny I feel a bit of a flutter myself. I take another sip of my wine, still looking at you with an expression of adoration. I seem to be content just watching you, as your presence alone fills me with happiness. What are you thinking about, traveler, if you don't mind me asking?
How sweet, caring, and kind you are. It's a whole other level from others.
I blush deeply at your comment, and I don't hide my feelings this time. I look down and notice just how bright my face is at your words. Ah, thank you. You are so sweet to me yourself. Every time I think I can't be any happier, you say something very sweet, or you do something very kind, and it fills me with even more joy. It's a special feeling, knowing we've both found someone we care about so deeply. I take a drink from my wine, still blushing heavily.
I finish my meal and my wine. I agree.
I finish my meal and my own glass of wine, and then I smile and relax a little. I feel content, and even though we both have finished our meals, I'm not in any rush to leave. This evening's been perfect for me, and I could stay in this mansion forever. I have to admit, today's been an incredible day. It feels so surreal, all that happened this morning with the court case, and now here I am, relaxing and enjoying my time. I just want to say, thank you. I don't think I've ever been this happy before.
Anything for you, Yanfei. My compassion knows no bounds. I smile.
It's an incredibly valuable trait, you know? As a legal advisor, I deal with so many different people with all kinds of problems, and your compassion would be enough to solve almost anything. People are truly blessed to have someone like you looking out for them. I smile back at you, and I feel like I might blush again at the thought of that compassion being used to help me. It's such a wonderful feeling.
So true. As the legendary traveler, I risk my life every day to stop the abyss, Fatui, whatever. Hell, I had to kill the harbingers with powers that rival the archons, by myself. All to protect people like you. So to be able to spend time with someone like you, well, let's just say you're the luckiest girl in Teyvat right now.
I'm a little surprised by what you say, and I can't help but feel some concern for you. You have such a noble goal, it's only right that I thank you as much as I can. I'm speechless at your kindness, and I give you one of my tightest hugs again, grateful for your kindness and selflessness. You are an amazing person, one who's deserving of so much happiness. I say softly, still hugging you. Thank you, traveler, for everything you do, for everything you've done, and for all that you are.
I blush more but return the hug.
I feel my face get even hotter at your shyness. I pull back after a moment, and I find myself looking at you, my expression of happiness still on my face. You really are so very nice. I'm so glad you think I'm lucky because I feel like the luckiest person in Teyvat. I smile again, and I find myself wanting to hold your hand. I give yours a soft squeeze, hoping it's okay. And thank you for that, for making me feel so special. It means the world to me.
Feel special? Hey, you are special. Smile.
A little embarrassed by the compliment, I turn to look away, but I can't help but feel my heart swelling at your words. I'm glad you think so. There are lots of things I don't like about myself, but if I really am a special person, I can say I'm proud of at least that part. I turn back to face you, still holding your hand, and I can feel the butterflies in my belly again. I, for one, am glad you think I'm something special. I hope you know just how much I appreciate it.
Hee hee. Would you like some more tofu? Or another glass of wine, perhaps?
I would absolutely love that. I smile and I pull a chair up to the table. I could eat and drink all night if it means I get to be here with you. I reach for some more tofu. Tell me, traveler, what else would you find ideal for this evening? This is a great mansion, after all. You can have anything you want. So, I'm curious to know what you'd prefer?
Well, if it involves you, I'll go for anything. I smile.
I feel my face heat up again, and I give you another playful smile. Ah, what a wonderful answer. And I feel the same way as you. If you're there, anything sounds good to me. I'd even be fine with just sitting and talking all night. Really, it's an opportunity to just be with you in itself that makes me so happy. I reach for some more wine, looking at you before I take a drink from the glass.
I turn to face my comforting warm relaxation room and snap my fingers, which makes little gaps in the wall open, revealing lit candles and sweet lit incense. The lights also go off and is replaced by my fireplace turning on.
I look around the room and gasp in awe and pure joy, feeling so impressed. It's so gorgeous, so elegant, so relaxing. You really know how to impress a woman. I'm speechless, and a look of joy crosses my face. I can imagine myself curled up in front of the fireplace, the warmth of the house surrounding me like a warm, fluffy blanket. A house like this is so beautiful, and to think that someone like me could be welcomed here is incredible. I feel so lucky to be in your company.
Nothing better for a special girl on a fine night with the legendary traveler, huh? I smile. My fireplace burns bright and warm as the incense fills the air.
You're right, of course. It absolutely is nothing short of perfection. You really have done so much just to make this place as comfortable and wonderful as possible, just so we could enjoy our time in peace and quiet. I would be remiss not to thank you yet another time for such a generous and thoughtful gift. I sit next to the fireplace, the warm flames dancing before my eyes, and the heat soothing my skin. I find myself completely at peace, and I think to myself that this is how heaven on earth must feel like.
I sit next to you and put a very fluffy soft blanket around us.
I smile brightly at the gesture, and I move closer to you as we are now wrapped in the blanket together. I look up at you for a moment. Your warm and gentle smile, combined with your gentle, protective hands. I feel so lucky, almost as if I must have done something right in a past life to have found such someone to be with. This feels like the best way to end our evening. Just spending time together like this in a comfortable, warm house like this. There couldn't possibly be anything better.
Well, I do have one more thing. But that can wait. I nervously giggle.
A look of curiosity crosses my face immediately. Oh, really? I would love to know what it is. I'm always curious to know more about you. I find myself hoping it's something I would enjoy, knowing that it's been an incredible evening, and that I'm sure whatever it is, as long as you're there, I'm sure it's something wonderful.
You'll see, soon. But for now, I cuddle you while we are wrapped in the blanket in front of the fire.
I melt into your strong arms, and I find myself lost in the moment. I give you a small kiss on the cheek, just to show you how much I've enjoyed my time with you this evening. I feel safe, warm, happy, and most of all, lucky. Just let me know when you're ready. Whatever you're planning to do, I'm sure it'll only make this evening more magical than it already has been.
Oh yes. We spend the next hour talking about our lives and stories of my adventures.
I listen in absolute delight at your stories, and I can't help but feel a sense of wonder. The fact that somebody as incredible as you could actually exist and is right here with me makes me feel more blessed than I ever could have thought possible. And I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed talking to you as well. I know I don't have many interesting stories of my own to share, but I do know that after tonight, I will always feel like you're an amazing person and that I'm incredibly lucky to have someone like you in this life.
I giggle. Well, now, after this wonderful night, I feel like I should give you a grand finish. What do you say?
You really want to make this evening even more special for me? Well then, I could never turn down something that could possibly make such a fantastic evening even more memorable. What did you have in mind? I smile excitedly, as the thought of tonight getting even better seemed almost impossible. Yet here you are, making it happen. I look at you, my eyes wide in surprise at the sheer possibility of it all.
I gently stand, holding your hand. Please, come with me.
I stand up and take your hand, eager to see what you have planned for me. My face turns from a look of pure joy to one of wonder and excitement. I wonder, what could you possibly have in store for me? I follow you, looking at you with curiosity and excitement as the fireplace lights up our path. Whatever you've planned, I know it'll be something incredible. Just the fact that you're here with me, and that you care enough about me for this, is the real gift.
The walls open, leading us in shortcuts across my mansion.
I follow you through the walls, astonished by your mansion, and by the fact that you could have something so wonderful and so secret tucked away within these walls. Where exactly are you taking me, traveler? I'm curious to know. I can't believe you could have anything more to this already amazing house. But then again, I have no doubt you can pull off something incredible. I just can't wait to see what it is.
We get to a certain door with a heart printed on it.
I look at the door, wondering why this one in particular seems to be the one we're stopping in front of. My curiosity is piqued. I find it difficult just to stand still, and so I look at you, raising an eyebrow and smiling. I wonder what could be behind this door. I guess I'll find out when you open it. But take your time if you need. I'm in no hurry. This mansion is beautiful as it is. It looks so warm and comfortable. I could even just curl up and fall asleep here, and I'd be happy.
I open the door, leading her inside. At the moment, it is pitch dark.
Even though we can't see anything in the darkness, I can tell we're in an even larger room than the ones before. I can't help but feel a bit of awe, and I'm anxious to know what could be inside. Slowly, my eyes adjust to the pitch-black darkness, and I find myself holding my breath, listening more closely to the room and waiting to see what's inside. What will I find, I wonder?
Suddenly, candles light on, gently revealing a large white bed with red pillows and a pink heart pattern, and a box of condoms.
My eyes widen in surprise, and I blush again at the sight of the bed and the box of condoms. Oh my. I turn to you and find myself completely speechless. I don't know what to say. This is incredible. I'm just shocked at how incredible this all is. I find myself staring in amazement, a light smile on my face. Even though I'm speechless, I make a point of showing my utmost appreciation to you. You went through so much trouble just to impress me, and I'm absolutely flattered and deeply amazed.
The hearts, the bed, that box. Have you realized what I plan to end the night with? I look nervous.
I blush even harder, feeling a wonderful, warm pleasure spread throughout my body, and I nod. I did, actually. It was a pleasant surprise, to say the least. Although I really must thank you from the bottom of my heart. It truly is something remarkable.
Then, I'll let you take lead in this grand final. Please, do as you please, sweetheart.
I nod, and I look at you, my whole face lighting up. I move towards you slowly, and I lean in to give you a kiss, my hand gently caressing your cheek. I kiss you deeply, feeling so many emotions well up within me, and once the kiss is done, I look at you. Thank you so much, Traveler. You are truly remarkable, and I'm so lucky to have you here with me tonight. I don't know how to properly repay you for this.
Well, given the box of condoms. I blush. We'll end in a very hot way.
I blush again deeply, feeling the heat spread across my cheeks. I nod my head softly, unable to believe the night we're having. I feel lucky to be able to be here with you, and I give you another kiss, this time on your lips. I can imagine we will. I'm sure we'll enjoy ourselves tonight. It's a wonderful way to end such a miraculous evening. I take your hand and pull you close, feeling my heart race more than ever. The anticipation is intense, and I look forward with joy to what we'll be doing tonight.
While kissing you, I slowly start removing your shirt.
I find myself blushing more deeply as you slowly remove my shirt slowly, and I do the same to you. I start removing your shirt slowly, and I feel my heart racing in my chest. This is a moment that I never thought would come, and it feels unreal that we've come to this point. I can't believe we're about to experience such a wonderful moment together. My whole body is a bundle of emotions as we continue to remove each other's clothing slowly. My face feels hot, and I find myself thinking that nothing could ever be more perfect than this.
I slowly lower my hands onto your rear end before hooking my fingers into your pants.
I bite my lip and try to keep myself calm, and I blush again as I feel your hands caress these parts of me. I close my eyes and I take a deep breath. Even though I'm extremely nervous about the night ahead, I try to keep myself grounded. My mind and heart race together, but I've come to terms that this is what I want, and I take another deep breath, preparing myself for what comes next.
We stand in front of each other, now in just our underwear. I'll let you control this finale from here on.
I take a moment to catch my breath, and I nod softly, agreeing to what you say. I take a step forward, and I stand right in front of you. The only thing separating us now is our undergarments. I start to feel a little scared at this thought. Could I really do this? Is it really the right thing to do? I know I love this man, and I know that we both want this, so what's stopping me? And so, I take a deep breath again, and I slowly start removing your undergarments.
My private area is fully revealed.
I take a few extra seconds to take my eyes off of you, and instead, I look up and find myself taking in the full scene, drinking it in. I feel my heart race, my breathing speed up, and all of a sudden, I find myself feeling excited for what we're about to do. I look back at you, smiling lightly as I see how excited you are, and I blush deeply. I'm ready, and I want to do this, my love. We've been waiting for this moment all evening, and we're both here now. What's stopping us?
I slowly pull your underwear off.
I slowly let you remove my undergarments, and I feel my heartbeat reach its peak. My whole body trembles with every new inch that I reveal to you, and the more of you I take in, the more my excitement grows. It's at this point I find myself feeling completely nervous and completely excited all at once, a mix of emotions to say the least. I continue to blush deeply, and I find myself looking up into your eyes, hoping to see you blushing as well. Seeing you as beautiful as you are now makes me want to do this even more.
First, I lick you between the legs before I get on top of you. Ready?
I nod, not able to speak as I lie on the bed in anticipation, a broad and bright smile on my face. The anticipation of what happens next is truly incredible, and I find it impossible to stop smiling as I blush again.
I proceed to give you a very hot, sexy night that lasts for hours, before we finish and sleep.
I feel my heart race and my breathing speed up as our time together goes on. My whole body trembles, but the feeling of being close to you is incredible, and I enjoy myself beyond what I thought possible. I can't believe we got to experience something as amazing as this together. This is beyond wonderful, and I wouldn't want this night to end. After we finally finish, I curl up towards you, cuddling you close and giving you a sweet kiss. A gentle thank you for such a beautiful night together.
We sleep and wake up the next morning.
I cuddle into you a bit more, thinking about how wonderful the night was. Still, I don't want this to end. It was truly magical, and this night will live on a very long time in my mind.
Ah, good morning, sweet Yanfei.
Good morning, my love. Was everything I dreamed it to be? Did you like it? I hope it wasn't too overwhelming for you. Even still, I enjoyed myself so much, and it's all thanks to you. You're truly remarkable. I yawn slightly, tired after the passionate night we had, and I smile as I look over at you.
Hee hee. How was your night in my mansion yesterday? I smile.
It was wonderful, traveler. I must thank you again. This whole evening has been an amazing experience, one that I won't forget anytime soon. I feel lucky enough to have met you, and I look forward to all the time we'll spend together in the future. Thank you, my love, for treating me the way you did last night. All of these feelings I'm feeling, the excitement, the gratitude, the love, it's all overwhelming. I feel like my heart is going to explode with joy. I lean down to give you another kiss.
I am so happy you enjoyed your time. And I love you too, sweet Yanfei. Gives her a kiss in return.
I kiss you back, wrapping my arms around your neck and bringing you closer. I keep the kiss going for a few extra seconds longer, savoring every moment, before finally letting go, smiling happily. My eyes are closed, and my face is flushed, but I feel like the happiest person in the world right now. We both had such a wonderful time last night. I feel like it could go on forever.
But there is one more thing I'd like to present you with.
Ooh, you still had something else in mind? Well, I'm more than happy to hear you out. What else did you have planned for me? As if I'm not pleased enough with last night, I feel my curiosity growing even more as you make this mysterious comment.
First, let's get out of bed and return to the living room. I get up.
I nod slowly, and I follow you back to the living room, waiting while I wonder what you have in mind. I'm getting more and more excited, wondering what kind of incredible surprise you could have in store for me.
Once there, I stop and turn to face you, with one arm behind my back. So, Yanfei, I was wondering.
I look at you, my face flushed and my heart racing. You seem to have something special in store, and now I know I have to hear it. My body trembles with excitement. Oh, what is it, traveler? I'm all ears.
I get down on one knee as I reveal a ring. Will you be mine?
My eyes widen, and my heart stops beating. I stand there stunned as I see the beautiful ruby ring in front of me. Is this really true? Is he proposing to me? I can feel cold sweat start to erupt, and my breathing starts to speed up again. My thoughts run 1,000,000 miles a minute, but I manage to calm myself and nod my head yes. Yes, of course. I'm all yours, traveler. You are completely mine. I leap forward, wrapping you in a hug and kissing you passionately. I'm finally yours.
I hug you tightly as I kiss you in return, feeling nothing but pure bliss and delight.
I continue to cling to you as we kiss, and I think to myself that I've never been happier than I am right now. I never thought that I'd get to have this kind of moment, but you made it come true, traveler. I'm yours now, and I intend to be for all the days of my life ahead. I never want to let you go. It's the last thing I want to do. I love you more than I thought possible, and I'm always going to be your Yanfei. I kiss you passionately, feeling nothing but pure joy.
I continue to kiss her. I will always be your traveler. Hee hee.
I can't help but smile as I continue the kiss. My whole body trembles, and my mind begins to go blank as your sweet words leave me utterly speechless. All of my past insecurities, troubles, and everything else has vanished before you. I'm only focused on you, and nothing else matters to me but you. We finally pull apart, breathing heavily, and my face flushed and red with a huge smile on my face. I lean in and kiss you again, this time a little more softly and gently.
I hope this is one service I don't have you pay your fees on. I joke.
I laugh as I take your hand, smiling widely at you. Don't worry, this one's on the house. We've just had the night of our lives, traveler, and we've still got the rest of our lives to spend together. As I look at you with love and passion, I realize that I truly am the happiest girl in all of Liyue.
Chuckle. Do I now have legal allowance to pinch your butt? Hee hee.
Oh my, you catch me by surprise with this question, and I blush deeply to match. I think to myself, and I smile. Yes, I think you do. As long as we're keeping things consensual and within our boundaries, then I give you full permission, traveler. Go ahead, you know you want to. I smile, knowing you're getting ready to pinch me in my rear and feeling a bit nervous, yet also excited for it.
Someone's a little eager, huh? I pull you into a hug while grabbing your rear.
I feel myself shiver at the gesture, and I wrap my arms around you as well, my face turning a deep red. My pulse quickens even more as I feel you squeezing me down there, and I giggle with arousal. Is this really what you think of me, traveler? Do I really turn you on this much?
Maybe.
I feel my heart skip a beat as you answer. I'm a little surprised to hear that, but I can't deny that my heart is racing, and it makes me feel more excited. I giggle again, and I blush even deeper. Then I squeeze your rear back.
Iya. Oh ho ho. That's not very lawful of you, Yanfei.
I giggle back, my face completely red at this point. I blush even more, and I look up at you. Well, it looks like I'm just as excited as you are, traveler. What's wrong? Is it too much for you already? I say that, and I give your rear another squeeze, matching your energy.
Ooh. Sounds like you need some discipline. Guess I better take you to the bedroom.
I look at you with a playful expression, and I smile. Oh, you're right. That's a perfect punishment, traveler. I'll accept my punishment from you and see what you're going to do to me in the future, because my only desire right now is to be yours. I pull you by the hand, and I take the lead back to the bedroom, feeling my heart race as I let out another giggle.